Do you guys remember Super Mario, Pac-Man, and Road Rash? Isn't it very nostalgic when we encounter these games now? Those were peaceful days playing these simple games with not so advanced graphics or stories. But the technology is shifting expeditiously, and with it the games too. For 2023, the following are our top 15 picks. Number 1. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Out of all the games released on the Nintendo Switch, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild convincingly reigns foremost. But this latest installment reinvigorated the series, modernizing it and introducing some new features. Unsurprisingly, the sequel has been one of the most eagerly anticipated games of the last few years. Nintendo finally announced The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Despite the launch, Nintendo has revealed exquisite little about the game. Nothing is known about the gameplay or story outside of what has been shown in trailers. Number 2. Minecraft Legends. Minecraft is not just one of the best-selling games, but has now evolved into a multimedia franchise. This adjunct combines elements of the action and strategy genres to create an expeditious third-person experience. Set in opposition to a narrative in which piglins are invading from the nether, players must fight against the trespassing forces and join the various creatures and mobs to defeat the enemy. According to the developer, establishing new alliances with creepers and zombies will be vital for completing your overall quest. Minecraft Legends look like an experience that will feel concurrently homely and unwanted. Number 3. Hollow Knight: Silksong. One of the last few years' indie favorites is Hollow Knight, a Metroidvania platform from the developer Team Cherry. It received extensive critical eulogies and was nominated for multiple awards. Ever since the announcement of Hollow Knight: Silksong, gamers are eagerly waiting for its debut. Players shall take control of Hornet, a former boss from the original release. The gameplay mechanics will be similar to their predecessors, but with a large focus on quicker movement and combat to better suit the qualities of the Hornet. With an improved emphasis on difficulty and a new health system, it should be even more challenging for players to get through. Number 4. Fatal Frame: Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. With Fatal Frame 4, the classic camera-centric survival horror series is returning to the Nintendo Switch. The story spins around a group of girls who disappeared under strange circumstances. When 2 of them are killed 10 years later, the surviving girls solve the mystery to avoid the same dreadful fate. They're annexed by Choshiro Kirishima, the former police officer who supported them years ago. The original game was never released in the US or Europe on the Switch. So many gamers have not had the chance to experience this game before, so there's a lot of anticipation for Western audiences, with many players rejoicing at the opportunity to finally complete their Final Frame collection. The game also sees a significant visual upgrade. This one won't be a classic Switch release, it's heavy on horror elements, and not exactly family friendly. Number 5. Fire Emblem Engage. Fire Emblem Engage is the new ingress in the long-hauling Fire Emblem franchise. After seeing signs pointing toward the enemy, players will take charge of a hero named Clear. 1,000 years after the initial conflict, Clear seeks to stop the failed dragon. Like their predecessors, Fire Emblem Engage will contain the grid-based combat that the fans perceive and love. Emblem rings are seen to be an addition as powerful items, which can summon heroes from previous entries in the franchise to fight back King Clear. Suppose the trailer is anything to go by. In that case, there will be plenty for fans of the series to like here, from the gorgeous visuals and throwbacks to the new additions to gameplay. Number 6. Pikmin 4. Since Pikmin first appeared on the Nintendo GameCube in 2001, it has become a favorite franchise for many. Over the interceding years, it received sequels in 2008 and 2013. Fans have been asking for new ingress in the franchise for quite a while now. Pikmin 4 hopes to fill that gap when it hits stored ledges in early 2023. Like the previous generations, Pikmin 4 will let players take control over a group of small creatures known as Pikmin to deploy them to solve puzzles and attack enemies. Nintendo has not yet revealed much about the game besides a brief announcement teaser, so it's unsure whether Captain Olimar will return. However, it seems to carry the colorful art style from its previous releases with a more appealing look. Number 7. Cocoon. Set in a space theme, Cocoon is an upcoming puzzle adventure game developed by Geometric Interactive and some other creative minds behind Limbo and Inside. The game was first announced during the 2022 Xbox Showcase. The studio has confirmed it will come to the Nintendo Switch and other platforms. The ancestry behind the scenes will be enough to get excited about, but Cocoon also has a few other things going around it. After over 5 years in development, a trailer for the game elaborated its sci-fi visuals and breakneck gameplay, even a synth-heavy soundtrack that sounds completely mind-blowing. The footage also suggests players can swap between different worlds, each with its eccentric color styles and puzzles to solve. The rest of the story is still a mystery, but the players won't mind getting lost. Number 8. Disney Illusion Land. Nintendo Switch holders will soon be able to experience the wonderful world of Disney in Disney Illusion Island. In this game, players can choose between Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy with their unique abilities as they navigate through an unknown land to collect 3 books that hold the secret to saving the world. According to recent reports, the game is based on a title developer who worked on it before its cancellation in 2016. This means that this game is also a comeback story. The trailer reveals that the animation style and visuals resemble the popular Mickey Mouse shorts from recent years, with beautiful graphics that look like hand-drawn cartoons. Number 9. Sea of Stars. With a sound story and an emphasis on an expedition, Sea of Stars also looks to create a solitary combat system in which pressing certain buttons at the right time during strikes can provide extra damage and protect the player from enemies. Being a retro-style turn-based RPG, Sea of Stars will tell the story of 2 lead characters, who incorporates the power of the moon and the sun to create eclipse magic. This dominant force is the key to defeating the evil monsters created by the Fleshmancer. Number 10. Inescapable. Inspired by the Danganronpa series, Inescapable is a social thriller and an adventure game from Dreamloop Games. First shown at Anime Expo 2022, players will control a contestant kidnapped and forced to participate in a mysterious game show on a remote tropical island. Only one will ultimately win the exciting $500,000 prize by completing life-threatening challenges. A press release describes this game as a test to see how far people would go when there are no rules, and a huge sum of money awaits. So it seems like this game will explore players' limits differently. Number 11. RoboCop Rogue City. RoboCop returns next year with RoboCop Rogue City. The game features a story that involves the semi-humanoid hero attempting to end a threat that could plunge old Detroit into a never-ending spiral of crime. The gameplay trailer for RoboCop Rogue City certainly shows a world reminiscent of the original movie, while highlighting some scenarios that players will be dealing with, including hostage situations and armed robberies. In this first-person action shooter, players can choose how they want to complete missions, although these decisions could affect how the narrative proceeds. Number 12. Super Bomberman. Being a sequel, Super Bomberman R2 was first revealed this year after the announcement that its predecessor would officially shut down at the end of 2022. This will include extensive online modes allowing players to participate in classic contests, alongside a castle mode and battle royale variant. According to Nintendo, players can design and share custom stages online for others to play. Super Bomberman R2 also includes an extensive story mode across different planets. Number 13. Master Detective. The series Raincode is an adventure murder mystery game. The players will be taking the role of a rookie detective, Yuma, who suffers from amnesia as he battles against the mega corporation that controls the Rainfield city. It also includes puzzles to tackle and battles with phantoms who try to cover up cases. Players are told to expect a distinctive visual style. Number 14. Siberia: The World Before. An adventure game set in the fictional European countries of Osterthal and Taiga. The story charts the lives of 2 characters at different times and includes series protagonist Kate Walker and Dana Rose in the 1930s. The interlaced narratives eventually lead to a startling climax about the origin of Walker and her mother, Sarah. The gameplay mainly revolves around exploring areas and interacting with objects and people, but this series has a fantastical element with its strange creatures and distinctive environments. Number 15. Aiden Chronicle: 100 Heroes. This is a Japanese RPG game with a heavy emphasis on strategy. The game features more than 100 playable characters and follows the story of a young girl and boy clinched in a war as the Gaudian Empire hunts the land for a potential artifact. The game shows a retro-inspired theme, and the players can expect a thumping turn-based combat. Until we come up with more exciting game news, adios.